What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. I'm Nate. That's Joe. Today, we have a great guest, someone that Joe's known for a minute, someone that I've had the pleasure of meeting and talking with here recently. We got a really fun, broad topic that I think most people can relate to and got a lot of stories about. So I'm just kind of happy to, let's just jump into it. Joe?
Yep. So I did not force Luke to be on here, even though we work together. And he would be able to force me. But long story short, he's on here by his own free will, I promise. But Luke, talk nerdy to us.
I appreciate that. Guys, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. So my name is Luke Gendron. As you can see, I put my full name up here. We're talking about being nerdy. I thought I'd be really nerdy. And thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that.
We got the banner.
I need my name tag. Hello, my name is Luke Gendron. So I appreciate you guys having me on here. So I am currently the COO over at Spyglass Partners. That's how I know Joseph. He works on the team over here. And both him and Nate were trying to get me on for a while, and they asked me what I want to talk about. I've gone to a lot of concerts this year. I love live music. I love music in general, so it seemed like a perfect topic.
Yeah, and like I said, concerts is something everybody can relate to. I feel like most people have been to at least a concert, and I feel like whatever those concerts are, right, like they still hold a special place in your heart. Like I can remember most of the concerts I've been to. I say most for a very specific reason. Like I remember like the first concert I went to and things like that. Like it's a big part, it's fun.
It's all part of that musical experience.
Yeah.
Joseph, sorry you haven't had many musical experiences apparently. You've only had the two?
Yeah, it wasn't a peace sign. I was saying I've been to 2 concerts, but hey, that, like Nate said, that was at least one. And they were both pretty memorable. Like one was kind of like a celebration for graduating college with a bachelor's degree. And then the second one was my daughter's 13th birthday. Like that's what she wanted to do. So I was like, two awesome. Both pretty big, memorable type situations.
Wait, which one? So tell the listeners which 2 you've been to. I would like to know which one was a 13-year-old's birthday present. The other one was college.
All right, so the 2 I've been to is one is Tim McGraw, and the other one is MGK. The MGK was actually my daughter's idea, and she wanted to do that for her 13th birthday. But caveat, like it's because of the punk rock, like emo-s type music, not like the rapping, that kind of stuff. So I guess after he was slaughtered by Eminem kind of thing and changed genres, that kind of stuff, we really dig that kind of music. Like my Apple Music Wrapped or whatever it's called, like he was my top listen to, and it was mostly just like the kind of emo punk type like artist. And then the Tim McGraw, that was the one that I went to after I graduated college, and it was more of like my wife and her aunt was like, hey, come, we're taking you to this as a celebratory, because I told them my favorite country artist was Tim McGraw.
Awesome. I love
Luke, what about, like, I know you've been to a bunch this year, and we can get to that, but like, what is your favorite concert memory?
My favorite concert memory. I was talking to you guys a little bit before about one. It was a pretty fun one. It was actually Barney. So I went with, so my son he loved Barney when he was a little kid. This wasn't like today. This was like years ago.
So Luke went so he could tell his kid about it, right?
Exactly. So I brought him to a Barney concert. He didn't want to go. No, so he convinced me to go. And that there was alcohol served for the adults, which seems a little crazy, but you got to get through the concert. And it was a good family, like a memorable family time that we had together. So it was kind of cool, even though it was a Barney concert. I think my second favorite one was I finally got to see Guns N' Roses this year. So I was there with my son at Fenway Park. Really, really great venue to be able to go and see live music. Axl sounds a little bit different than he did back in the 80s and 90s, but sure, at least got to see him,
Oh man. So one question real quick. Barney concert. Were you up like fist pumping? So like, I love you, you love me. Were y'all just like getting hype about it? Or was it one of those like you just sitting down and the crowd's kind of singing along?
I mean,
Yeah,
there were
we can,
times where there was some fist pumping. There was some times where you're up on your feet dancing with the kids. I mean, he wasn't just sitting down and you get drunk dad standing up dancing. That
yeah,
I can't confirm or deny that actually.
I can think what they really in Barney they really love the gumdrop tone. The I could just imagine Luke just
Oh
drinking.
yeah, I was throwing gumdrops up on the up on the up on the stage. No, I did not have a sign. There was nothing like that. It was fun though.
So you've
Good
been to a
question.
lot of concerts this year. How many
Yes.
concerts have you been to this year alone?
I'm looking at the list. So 12.
12.
Yep, been to 12 this year. We just hit our 12th. So, and I will say, so my wife brought me into country music, and we've fallen in love with the band Old Dominion.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, and so we've seen them 6 out of the 12 this year. So we just saw them Tuesday. We've been kind of following them around New England and in the Northeast. So we just saw them down at Mohegan in Pennsylvania, and then over at Penn State. Both great shows.
Okay.
Yep.
So
For me,
I was
ahead,
going to
Joe.
say, like with seeing the same concert or same
Yep.
band 6 times, was it different? Did they play different songs every time? Like how did they differentiate like each performance?
Yeah. So, and I've seen them a couple times before this too, before this year. So this year they kind of stuck to the same the same flow throughout it, but they have a couple points in the show where they do like they have the audience hold up signs, and they do like an audience choice thing. So there's different songs every night that they're playing. Some
Okay.
old stuff, some new stuff. It's kind of cool. But the show is kind of the same every single night.
Okay.
But we are also sitting in different spots too. So like we've been front row a couple times, we've been up in the nosebleeds a couple times. It's very defeating when you have like a front row experience and then you're like way up in the stands the next night. It's like, well, I don't like this anymore.
the energy is so different. It's just
Yeah.
it's crazy. So my
Yep.
favorite live band is the Revivalist. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're from Baton Rouge. They play a lot in New Orleans. They got a very like bluesy soul type. I've seen them live several times, and it's always the same songs. But man,
Yep.
the energy and the craziness and just the hypeness of every show is just different. So it all feels different. It's the same band, same singer, same energy, but every show feels different. Like I could go watch
Have you
them
seen them
like
all at
week
the
in and
same
week out.
venue?
Well, I've seen them twice at the same, and a couple times outside of that. Actually, fun fact, I got to see them in Charleston way back when I was in college before they were even
Okay.
big. Like I was at like a little festival thing, and there's maybe 20 people there watching them. The last concert I went to of them, thousands. Like they are massive now. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. I asked that because I've noticed that every single different venue, like different parts of the country, it's a different concert experience. You can see and that's why I like that you brought up the energy, because the energy level is different at every single venue that I've been to. So as far north as Bangor, Maine, all the way over to Pennsylvania, Boston seems to be the craziest fans for some reason. I know I'm from the area. I see Joseph smiling. So Boston is the craziest fans. And then Pennsylvania, like it was funny because the first one we went to in Pennsylvania, like half the people were sitting down the whole show. And then over at Penn State, a little bit rowdier crowd. They were almost matching the Boston energy. They're up on the feet the whole time and just really good energy. But it's funny. It like the different energy levels across the country.
Well, I also think like the way the venue is set up matters a lot, because like
Yep.
I prefer venues with like standing room where you can actually get down there, get into it, feel the energy. It feels like you were part of the show, right?
You like being part of the mosh pit.
Yeah, he wants
Yeah.
to mosh.
So one of my favorite concerts, one of my first concerts was way back in the day. It was City Stages in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days
Okay.
Grace,
Love
right?
that.
Good
So like,
concert.
I was like in there moshing, and that like
Yeah.
I'm not usually a mosher, right? That's not where I'm at. My body would break at this point in time. But like there's just something about feeling involved, and for me that's really big. Whereas if I go to a venue where it's just all seats and like the majority of people are sitting down, even if they are singing along, to me it takes away a lot of the energy and the atmosphere of the concert.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a question from Stephanie. So you've been to country concerts. What other genre of concerts have you been to? And do you have a type that you prefer live or vice versa?
Good question. Good question. So I'm all over the place. My wife has always made fun of me for my music listening style. So I'm everywhere from country to punk rock to hard rock. Like I love Metallica. Um, they're starting to book out for next year, so hopefully I can snag one of those tickets. But so for this year, I've gone to Queen with Adam Lambert. I've gone to Old Dominion. I've gone to Carrie Underwood with my daughter and my wife. So like it's kind of all over the place.
No Taylor Swift yet?
My wife and daughter went to Taylor Swift. So I kind of caveat here. So that was part of that 12. So I have personally, my family has gone to 12. I've gone to 11 this year.
So here's the thing about Taylor Swift. I was talking to a buddy about this the other day, and I can't believe I'm about to like admit this on, what is public to everybody. So like Taylor Swift, I would not pay to go to one of her concerts. But if somebody's like, Nate, would you go with me? I would grab every piece of sequin clothes I have. I would grab glitter. And you would be shocked at the amount of words to the songs of hers that I would know. Right. And I would just be in there like, just getting it. But I wouldn't pay to go to a Taylor Swift concert, right? But I think that's where a lot of us would fall. Like I guarantee you, if you went, you would know.
It kind of sounds like you would.
I mean, maybe I'm a Swiftie at heart. Who knows?
What is that dollar amount that you would pay to go see a Taylor Swift concert? It sounds like you would pay a little bit to go.
I think max, if I'm being honest, like probably like $10, which I would never get a Swiftie concert for $10. But I feel like I would maybe pay $10.
Especially now that Travis Kelce has put her on the map, her concert tickets are.
Oh man. I mean, I heard it was a great concert from my wife and my daughter, but yeah, I think I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a Barney concert, so I'd probably be right there too.
I would full see
a lot of sequins, so that's
I don't know the sequins.
Well, I mean, being from New Orleans, right? Like it's just something we have because of like Mardi Gras and all that stuff. It's not like I just like I'm an odd dude with the sequin clothes. Like I got a reason, But I would throw it all.
No judgment.
Yeah.
We don't do that in the Northeast much.
He said this is a safe place.
I'm not judging you.
But going back to like Nate, when you were saying like you went to 3 Days Grace and like you kind of you wanted to get into it and like be able to have room to move and stuff, that kind of ties back to like music and emotions. Like, so Luke, how does like the live music impact your emotions? Like Barney aside, like when you've been to the other ones.
I don't want to leave Barney aside. That was a pretty good one. But again, alcohol might have been contributing to that. So yeah, the emotions of it, I think it makes you feel the music, like you were saying before, or Nate might have been saying it before, like you tie your emotions to it because of your experience. And that's something that, part of the reason why we go to so many concerts, why we've gone to so many this year, is we want to have, more life experiences as a family and just as individuals. And because you remember those things, like you said, you remember your first concert. I remember my first concert, and, you remember all the things. And when you listen to the song, you remember back like, oh yeah, he was doing this on stage when he was singing this song. And it helps, I think, to really further your experience with the music.
Yeah.
Not just in the concert, but after too.
And I will say, like, some of the best like music you will listen to and you will feel like connected with is on the way to the concert. You're jamming out to the band to make sure you know the words and that you're prepared while you're there, but it hits differently, right? Then you're at the concert and it's great. And then when you're leaving the concert, you put them back on to just relive that experience.
Yeah.
I can't think of another experience where something like hits, like listening to all the music you just listened to on the way home. You know?
And funny you say that, because I know small selection here, but Avril Lavigne was at the MGK and she came out and did a couple songs, and I remember listening to Skater Boy like while she was on stage, and then when we were leaving, I know this is probably lame, but we were just like jamming out. I was like, just throw back to when I was like growing up and the song came out, like, oh yeah, let's go Avril. It hasn't aged a day, by the way, like still looks exactly the same as she did like 15 years ago. But
Well, we can't go too far down this rabbit hole without me asking you this question, Luke. And you told us a little bit ago, and I just want to put it out there for. I just want to put it out there for the world. Get ready to clip this. Go ahead and mark it, right? So, Luke, do you prefer Freddie Mercury or Adam Lambert for Queen?
I gotta say, I gotta give it to Adam Lambert. I mean, his range is just seeing him live and seeing him, the energy that he puts off in those concerts with Queen and taking those songs and doing something more with it. I just think it's a different experience. Not that I ever saw Freddie Mercury, but listening to the songs, he's just got a different range. Just when you think he can't go any further, he hits like 2 ranges above that. And it's just the feeling of it. Again, when you're reliving that experience, it hits something different.
And if you're not familiar with Adam Lambert, go back and watch, what was it, like American Idol 2 or something, 3 maybe. The dude, he has a great voice. It is a little different. It's like you'd have to listen to it, but the dude is amazing. So I'm sure he's really good, but also,
You said his voice is different. It's like, well, he's a Queen cover artist. It kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, I actually didn't like him in American Idol. So we were watching. My wife loved him. I wasn't a huge fan, but seeing him like performing with Queen, it's spot on for what his voice is.
Just to hear someone say that they choose anyone, doesn't matter who it is.
I know.
Mercury for Queen. The internet is going to have a field day with this. I can't wait to see.
I'm going to get a lot of haters. I apologize.
Don't apologize. Own it. You feel how you feel, Luke.
I do own it.
I feel like I'm going to have to go listen, right? I haven't heard any of the cover songs by Adam Lambert, but if nothing else comes from this podcast, like we're about to drive to Philly, I'm going to pull up Adam Lambert and Queen, and then I might text you and be like, bro, yeah, that's amazing.
He's got a live album recorded from I think it was, I don't know if it's from Sydney or from Blasphemy.
Let's go, Jer.
Like Joe said, I'm not going to apologize. I feel bad that I might be hurting your feelings, but it's how I feel. My feelings. But yeah, you got to download the live album. It's really solid.
We got another question from Stephanie. If you could only go to one concert from any band or time period, who would it be?
It's a tie. I mean, I would have loved to see AC/DC in their prime, and I would have loved to see Nirvana.
Ooh, Nirvana would be
good. You can't really get back.
I would want to see, for me, I think I have 2. And they're different. I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers in their prime, like just, I'm not sure what venue I would want it to be, but definitely the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then, oddly enough, I think I'm going to go 50 Cent. Like before he was like super mainstream, right? Like, I loved a lot of his older stuff before he went mainstream, right? So like, I would want to see him like on the cusp of blowing up, like maybe me and 100 other people, all 99 of them are, like hyped about it and stuff. But
so I actually got to throw BC Boys in there too. Then
would it be cheating to say like Warped Tour just to be able to get tons of them packed all together?
Yeah. So Nate, actually, my brother went to see a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert this year, and he took a video of it. They sound the same. So,
yeah, but the energy's not the same. It's just I like
Flea's in like a walker now on stage, and
like I would go to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert in a heartbeat, right? But like it's just not. I'm talking like prime,
Yep, I get it.
You have really angered Jeremy. There was no Queen without Freddie Mercury, and Queen with Freddie Mercury.
Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail today. I don't even want to open my email.
They're gonna find you and be like, "This is why I disagree." Oh, man. But
also, I think I would like to see like Ozzy. Like I would like to go to where he like bit the bat. Like I just feel like that's such a iconic moment. I would want to be there for that.
And wasn't there one? Well, because it was like rubber bats, but wasn't there one where he like did it with a real bat, or was it like a rumor?
I think it was a mistake because they were doing it with hot dogs. Like he was biting it was dressed up like a bat, and then someone had put a real bat in there, and he actually bit the head off of it.
Can you just imagine?
You can fact check that if you want, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, Ozzy even claims he felt the bat twitch in his mouth as he bit down on its neck. Oh God, I would
right.
want to be there. I don't know why, but I want to be front row and be like, oh my God.
Like he actually did that. Like, oh man. And just imagine I bet he just didn't even miss a beat. He was just like, continued on with the show.
I mean,
Whatever,
if you
it's
know
flapping
anything about
around.
Ozzy, he probably he was out of it for that concert. Like
Oh yeah.
every time, pretty much out of it for everything in life, just in general.
I think I would have liked to see Motley Crue in there at their heyday as well. I think that would have been a good concert.
What about you, Joe? Who tops your list?
I would maybe say just Eminem, just because it's just trying to think of like who did I listen to growing up, that kind of stuff. And then just
Alive,
what'd you say?
I said he's still alive, You
I
can go
know,
see
but
him.
can I though? I don't know. I've only been to 2 concerts, so going to any concert is like, can I really do that? No.
You can.
See, for me, I would want like Eminem, like pre-mainstream Eminem too, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
want the old school Slim Shady, not
Before he
like
was afraid of
today's
being
music.
canceled. Yeah.
Like 95.
Way back then.
Oh man. But yeah, I think that'd probably be the one, just back in the day, Eminem for sure.
And we got to shout out love to like Elvis too, right? I think all of us, like back in the day, not knowing what we know now, just seeing Elvis, I bet would blow our mind.
Yeah, probably.
I have seen a few like Elvis cover performances at like my wife's aunt's birthday party. She's done 2 where she brings like an Elvis impersonator who comes in and just.
So you've been to more than 2 concerts, Joseph.
Is it really a concert of just one guy like walking around like 20 people? I don't know if I would consider that a concert or more like just like a performance. But but yeah, like, and he would like come around with the little scarves and like put them around the ladies' necks and like get real close and that kind of stuff. And I was just like, dude, this is a little awkward, but I appreciate
jealous.
your commitment.
He was jealous.
He was we got LinkedIn user Ed Sheeran brought out Eminem at his show recently. All the tweens were screaming. I saw that clip and it was.
I saw that clip.
Yeah, I heard that. I think Ed Sheeran would probably put out a good concert too.
Oh yeah, I've seen some clips of Ed Sheeran's concerts and those are pretty good. And there was a clip I saw where Billie Eilish, she was like, that she was like playing off. She's like, that clip like in that TikTok where it's like black top, and then the beat dropped and the dude who sung the song jumped out and like started singing the song and the whole crowd went wild. And I was like, see, that's what I want to happen when I go to a concert. Just something crazy, unexpected happen. But
I think that's why we go to so many concerts, because we're trying to see the sneak artist that's going to come out. Yeah.
So I said, "Oh my God, yes, Ed Sheeran is amazing live."
And again, I think it's a performance too. Like he's a good performer, and people are reliving that music, reliving the performance by listening to the music, and that's how it grows.
Yeah. So Luke, listening to you, man, I feel like you got to get to more festivals, right? Like more music driven, like music festivals, right? And because like you get multiple concerts, you will get a lot of surprises and stuff that way. And I get like going for one specific one, but like if you get a chance to go to New Orleans for Jazz Fest, Oktoberfest, any of that stuff, like you should go. Because like on one stage you might have like Bass Nectar, and then you'll have Tim McGraw, and then you might have like Post Malone, and then somebody else, and you can just walk around. Rolling Stones 2024 Jazz Fest New Orleans, right? Like,
well, let's check it out. I want to go to Country Fest too down in Nashville. I think that'll be good.
If you go to Nashville, you're gonna get roped into line dancing, so YouTube some videos before you go.
I just thought like going like venues and stuff like that. So I actually have technically been to a virtual concert. It was the one that Pokemon did with Post Malone, and he was like riding on a Gyarados, like like performing live. So my question is, does virtual concerts like do they count? And like what do you think about a virtual concert?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think you get the same energy.
Me and the kids are pretty hype in the living room.
So it's still
you're in the mosh pit of your living room.
So you're not getting the energy from the concert. You're still getting scrubbed audio, right? Versus the live feed and everything that you're getting. Even if it is live, it's being put through scrubbers, right? So it just like it is great. And I think it's something that a lot of people could lean into. But what's the difference between that and me listening to, Adam Lambert Queen live on Spotify? Right? Like,
was he riding on a Gyarados? I don't know. Like,
I mean, also I love Post Malone. Shout out to Posty. I listen to all his music. That would be great, but it's not a concert. Like, it doesn't count.
Have you ever heard
My
him
opinion.
listening to? I mean, have you ever heard him singing like '90s grunge?
He can sing everything. The dude is insane.
You got to look up some of those videos. He's got some great songs like '90s grunge music that he covered. He sounds awesome.
He's about to release a country album or something like that as well. Because like on the award thing or whatever, he was out there with who was it, like Morgan Wall, or Luke Collins, whoever it was, and like people were blowing up about his ability to sing country. So he's just gonna drop a few country songs. The dude can do, when it comes to music, he can do no wrong. Even his dancing, Google his dancing, it's top notch. I mean, it is amazing.
I've seen some clips of him in concert, and I will say he gets like real into what he's singing, like especially those deep songs, because he's like on the ground, like just like I guess feeling it would be like the word.
That was like me at the Barney concert.
Just on the ground, like arms twitching and just.
I love you. You love me.
And then you can hear like the rasp in his voice too. Like it was pretty good. Jeremy got a few comments. Firefest on the. And then he comes in with ideal like wish list venue.
So let's talk about Firefest first, right? Firefest was an absolute joke. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. The dude was released from prison and has decided to put on Firefest 2, and people are actually buying tickets. It blows my mind how stupid some people are.
I'm going to go.
Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me.
Exactly. That's now, a little crazy.
Yeah. Now we can jump to the ideal wish list video. Go ahead, Luke, Joe, whoever.
So I got to say, like, going to see Guns N' Roses at Fenway Park, like the acoustics are not the same as most venues. It's just kind of cool to go to an iconic ballpark to see a concert. Not really the ideal venue for seeing a concert, though. I think Gillette Stadium, if you guys ever have a chance to come up and see a concert at Gillette Stadium, fantastic. Same thing with TD Garden. Been to a couple venues that are a little bit smaller. Love to go to Madison Square Garden someday. I think that'd be a really cool venue to see a concert. Red Rocks as well.
Maybe we can get you up here sometime and we can just pick a concert and just go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to New York this weekend, so maybe I'll just find a concert to go to at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, might as well.
Sphere in Vegas. Me as like not a major concert goer, that was the first thing that popped into my mind was like the Madison Square Garden. And what is the stadium that the Chiefs are in? I can't remember the name of it, but
Arrowhead.
Yeah. I think Taylor Swift sold that out or something.
She sells out every stadium.
That's
for
$10
me,
a ticket.
That's a ticket, right?
For me, my ideal wish list would be the Red Rocks, and it would be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It would be insane.
Steven says cool. Giant Beach on LI is awesome, right on the water. A stadium on the water, that's pretty cool.
All right. I think isn't the stadium there's one in, is it Philly that's right on the water? There's Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pittsburgh's got a lot of water, so probably Pittsburgh.
Stephanie comes in with a question or merchandise. Do you get anything to remember the concerts you've been to?
I think I have a shirt from every concert that I've been to.
So $90 per shirt, but you got to do it.
Some of them still fit over the years.
My sister goes to a lot of concerts, and she's like she has to get a hoodie from every concert that she goes to.
Hands down, one of my favorite shirts that I have and wear. Yeah,
you're really pushing this band. I think I gotta listen to some music after this.
Dude, you should, and then text me and let me know your thoughts, because I'm telling you,
it's a little homework assignment for us. Queen Adam Lambert and Revivalists. We'll exchange information.
Bet.
I have an MGK shirt from the concert, but it's not close enough to grab, so I won't go. I'll scream for like 5 minutes to come back to show you.
What so Nate, how many concerts have you been to?
Oh gosh. So like just straight concerts versus
Yep.
festivals. I've probably been to more festivals than straight concerts. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 just straight concerts, but festivals,
Okay.
I mean, I've seen probably like 8 to 10 festivals that I've been to for
Pretty
concerts.
good.
And like the festivals have just, like I said, so many different stages.
Right.
Even like city stages in Birmingham. I don't know if they do anymore. Back in the day, they had like 3 different stages going all weekend, you know?
That's awesome.
That sounds exhausting.
Apparently, I gotta get myself to a festival.
If you go to a festival, how many concerts does that count as?
None. It's a festival.
But
Kind of one
but
big one.
But like, there's different people on stage performing a concert, right? So it's like if you go to 3 different ones, is it not 3 different concerts?
Did you go to a festival? Is that why you're trying to get your number 2 up a little bit there?
No, I've never been to a festival, but I'm planning. I'm trying to catch up to you in numbers, so I'm just trying to be strategic about it, right?
Well, it's like going to Woodstock. Like it's technically one concert, but you're seeing multiple artists at the concert. Because like when you go to a regular concert, you're seeing multiple artists at that concert as well.
That's true. But Nate, what are you googling over there? I can hear
I'm trying to see how many bands. So
Trying to
Jazz
see when
Fest
the
is 10.
revivalists are playing again.
I'm trying to see how many bands play at Jazz Fest without going through and like counting. So Jazz Fest is a 10-day festival, 8 to 10-day festival, and it hires more than, oh God, considering the music lineup alone, the festival hires more than 500 local bands because it goes all day into the night and everything. So 500 local bands, and that's not including headliners like, you know, Rolling Stones.
That sounds like a New Orleans type party, like just 10 days straight of just nonstop music. I mean, that's really just typical New Orleans anyway. Just
they do it smart. Mondays and Tuesdays are off, so it's like 5 and 5. So you get Mondays and Tuesdays to rest.
Okay, Joseph, we're gonna have to talk to Mike about getting some PTO. Jazz Fest 2024.
Yeah,
we'll be
it'll be a team build. We'll have everybody come.
So I got to go because I just took clients. Honestly, like that's what you got to do. Just take clients.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be a good sales tactic. It's like, hey, come with me to what is it called again? I already forgot the name of it.
Jazz Fest.
Jazz Fest.
It's not a bad idea.
So Luke, what is your favorite genre of music? I know we talked about it and you said everything. Like, you know, my wife pokes fun at me, but if you had to pick one, are you a country guy? Are you a rock guy? What are you?
I like 90s punk.
Okay, top artist when you think of that.
We're top like Blink-182.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blink-182, Green Day. Like, there's so many good ones that I can't really. I don't know. I like Blink-182. I like Green Day, Good Charlotte.
Surprises, let me know you care. Say so. I will not go. God, that takes me back. I can't wait for my trip to Philly. Me and my wife, we're about to be getting crazy with the music we're listening to.
Yeah, it's like the perfect episode before you go on like a trip because now you're like, now I got all the lists of the music that I'm about to listen to the whole way.
My wife's a little younger than I am. She's gonna be like, "What is this trash that we are listening to?"
It's not trash.
This is the apex of all music.
Oh my God. Where do you stand on like My Chemical Romance and all of that?
I gotta be honest, I don't know who they are.
You don't know?
What?
Oh my.
No, I've heard of them. I don't listen to them.
I mean, that's like the same kind of area where you is your favorite. You gotta just go look.
But because I listen to so many genres, I think I miss out on some good ones.
Yeah. Are you familiar with 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say, what the crap?
Don't kick me off your show.
But I got one for you. What about Creed?
Oh, everybody, come on! If you
Creed
disappointed in you,
I mean, I don't know. Like I had their CDs back in the day, but they're not in my top 100.
It's like one of those like where I can think back to when I was like 16, 17, throwing the CD in the truck and just like jamming, just like going down the back roads. But like I don't know, remember listening to them any other point than that.
If you put it in today, though, you'd be able to sing all the words. Like it's just one of those things.
100%.
So in line with bands that are that way, and I'm going to ask you this because I want you to be on the record on something that we can refer back to, right? And now this is more like 2000s, but where do you stand on Nickelback?
Oh yeah,
I think they're okay. I think they're okay. I don't, it's just again, they're not going to make my top 100.
No, but if somebody turned it on, you would know 90% of the words, and you would just sit there and I would anyway. I'd be over there like singing like at the top of my lungs.
Nickelback is like that band that everyone loves, but nobody wants to admit it. Like,
I don't really understand what happened to Nickelback, and it needs to be studied, right? Because like Nickelback was like cruising, chilling, everybody loved them, and then one day you wake up and it's cool to just poke fun and dislike them, right? And then now everybody's like Nickelback sucks, like but secretly we all sing along, we all like enjoy their songs, but it's like taboo to be like, yeah, Nickelback is great, because they're not great, but they don't deserve the hate that they get either, which came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know where the hate came from. I don't hate them. They're okay.
Was it the Super Bowl performance? I feel like it was something to do with that. Like they came and performed at Super Bowl in like 2011 or something like that. Was it after that?
I don't know.
I think that usually ruins it for people.
I mean, it was overnight. Like they went from like amazing to everybody was like, man, Nickelback sucks.
So there is like a 50-50, like there's a clear line with the Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg performance. Where do you both stand on that? Did you like it?
At the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was like really good.
So it was nostalgic, but dude, all Super Bowl performances, 90% of them are terrible, right? Like, was I like, dude, that's so cool because it throws me back, right? Like they had 50 and he was like hanging from the things, probably couldn't even do a sit up if he wanted to. They probably had to reinforce it, I'm just kidding, dude. Still,
I think he got stuck. Jacked. That's what it was. He was trying to do like a cool move and he just got stuck.
Yeah, but it's just. They pick like old things and the nostalgia is there and it was really cool, but I could have also went the rest of my life and never seen that, right? Because it also shows me how much I've aged, because I see them like, look at that old guy. But let me tell you something, you put me in the same position they had 50 in, I'm not getting out of it, right? Like we're gonna have to call an ambulance, there's gonna be a fire truck, they're gonna have to bring some heavy equipment. It's dangerous.
Luke, what did you feel about it?
I loved it. I mean, again, I think for me, like the live music aspect of being able to like bring your experiences back and bringing that nostalgia back, I loved it. I loved the 90s.
That piano, like when he started hitting this, that's like the most nostalgic throwback thing. Like anyone who hears that knows exactly what it is. Like,
it immediately brings you back to when you first heard it, right?
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, well, I mean, guys, we are a little over time. Luke, we usually ask, do you have a hard stop or not? But also, I'm about to get on the road, so we won't take up too much more of your time. What is your next? Yeah, that's right. What is your next concert? What are you going to next?
I don't know. I know. So my wife is starting to line up some concerts next year with Christmas presents. So I have no idea what I'm going to next. I think it's gonna be either Hootie or Green Day. Ooh. I don't know. Either would be good.
Yeah.
Surprising that Hootie's coming back around, but Darius Rucker's been doing an amazing job in the country world.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? What's going to be your next concert?
I have no idea, but I did learn that a place in Birmingham does like concerts of like throwback type concerts, and I saw that there was like Papa Roach was coming, like those kinds of things, and I was like, all right, those actually really like bigger people than I would think coming for like a $25 cover charge kind of thing. So I was like, I might go to that.
Not these days, bro. Papa Roach is
but $23. That's not bad.
Nostalgia though, right? Like,
I mean, nostalgia only gets you so far, really.
But I think when you're in it though, it's so loud. Like when I went to Guns N' Roses, it was so loud like you couldn't hear how bad it was. But like recording a couple of the songs, you listen after, you're like, oh, that came out rough.
Yeah.
So I think you'd be fine. Just don't record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate, what
Don't
about
look
you?
back
You got
on it.
any?
My next one, I'm not sure. It's really like, hey, these people are coming to town, I'll go to it, right? If I mean, it's a cop out, but if I had to be like, I want to go to this one, it would probably be the Revivalist or,
I knew it.
the ones I mentioned before. Luke, I'll
After you
send
listen
you a
to that
list of
Queen.
like my top songs from the Revivalist, so you only get the good quality. you know?
Okay.
He
Okay.
doesn't want you to accidentally listen to the wrong song and be swayed.
I'm gonna listen to their one bad song.
Got the Ben Greenaway flute experience. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Something for y'all to Google.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to.
I know we're over time, but we typically do ask like this question. So before we leave, like if someone is new to concerts, like has never been to a concert before in their life, doesn't know where to get started, like what would you recommend, like, as a resource or as, how to get started into going to like live events?
So I would make sure that you know some of their songs. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting there. I personally don't like to know what the set list is ahead of time. I like being a little bit surprised as long as you know some of the songs and you can sing along and be part of it. But I would definitely make sure that you listen to some of the music. And like Nate said, get pumped up before the concert, listen to it on the way down, be part of the experience when you're there, listen all the way back.
Also, like for any new people who are considering going to concerts, understand like it is a lot. It is overwhelming. The lines, the entry, buying the tickets. You have StubHub, you have the venue, you have scalpers, you have people yelling at you while you're trying to get to where you're going. There's also security checks. You don't need a big bag. You don't need a big purse. You don't got to take a lot of things. Most of your venues sell, drinks and food and all that. So like, don't take like big backpacks because they're going to have to go through it. They might even tell you it's not allowed. Like the last venue I went to in New Orleans, they were turning people away that like brought big bags. Right. So like, even if you had tickets, they didn't care. Get out of here. You have to leave your bag, throw it away, whatever you want to do. So don't take a bag. Don't worry about food and stuff. The food and drinks there are more expensive. So maybe eat before, but buy drinks there. And just buy your ticket beforehand. Don't buy from scalpers. Chances are it's already used and you're getting, screwed over. And then just have fun.
Yeah, I would say keep your, maybe if you want to record like one or two songs, but put your phone away. Enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Except for the flashlight, the whole.
Yeah.
Party, man. That's what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, Luke, do you have anything else you want to share with our listeners? We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us about this and everything. It's clearly something we all love. So
yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I've been watching for a while now, so I'm glad to finally be on it. Do want to plug Spyglass Partners. We provide both IT and supply chain professionals to organizations on a contract and full-time basis. So definitely feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any needs. If you're coming up on that hiring season, need some additional staff in IT or supply chain, reach out.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thanks y'all. Take care.